have 2 rescues. Operator right there. Firefighter right there. The RIC team, which one of those do you rescue?
The firefighter.
Firefighter. RICs are designed for firefighters, not for building occupants. Who's going to be responsible for the building occupant? A hose team, right? Okay, so the hose team is going to make that rescue over there. All right, so keep that in mind. We're going to have multiple fires going on. We're going to have an LPG pressure fire blowing across the front of the prop that has to get taken care of right away. Farther back in the center, we have another LPG coming off of a pump and a flammable liquid dumping down into the trench. And we have a compressor LPG fire over here blowing across towards the back. Okay, so what do we want to get on this prop right away? Cooling. So some of your first assignments should be your fixed monitor, which as we're looking at the prop from the street is going to be off to the right hand side. Okay. So fixed monitors here, providing cooling across the prop. Portable monitor is going to be on the left hand side. You need 50 feet of 3-inch hose attached to a blitz fire monitor. You're going to set that off to the left, up on the curb. You're going to cool this tower and off to the left. Actually, you can cool pretty much anywhere, just don't put it directly on any kind of fire. Okay? After that, we're going to start making our other assignments. So we have to get a couple of rescues done, right? So that's probably our next priority. We have the RIC over here. We have a firefighter down. Now, if I have this fixed monitor and they're able to keep some cooling and some protection for the RIC, are they able to come in here and make that rescue? Yeah, as long as you can get close to it safe and you're not directly in the path of the plane, that's fine. So that rescue is probably going to happen pretty early on, and then the people that are on the RIC can support elsewhere as they see fit.
You're going to say when you go in and do the RIC, let the spotter know?
Yeah.
The spotter, let him know, because you're getting his line of fire and you don't want him to come down and mark to actually push you into the fire. So let him know you're going in there to keep the fire.
Shouldn't we also communicate that with the IC and let him know that he's out safe?
Yes, once the rescue is done, then you communicate it. But he's talking about when you go in, so you don't get your helmet taken off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then when you're out, you're absolutely correct. Tell that to the IC. Okay. So the RIC can do that pretty early on. Then we have this other operator over here that has to be taken care of, right? So hose line 1 is going to use 100 feet of 1 3/4 hose and a fog nozzle. Okay, you may have heard turbojet nozzle, combination nozzle, whatever. They're all types of fog nozzles. Turbojet is actually a brand name, so I personally always use fog. So you're going to have to take care of the rescue and also this first block. So the incident commander can tell you, hey, I need you to pull this much hose, this diameter of hose, this type of nozzle. Go make that block and that rescue. We can give you those orders right out of the gate. And once you say aye, aye, take off and make it happen. Now, you don't have to wait for anybody else to tell you to make those blocks. Whoever's on the nozzle of line number 1 is going to direct that team. My markers are dying here. Is going to direct that team in at about a 45-degree angle, capture and control that fire. Now at that point, you have an option. You can either make the block or you can make the rescue. Okay? Is there one that makes more sense than the other? Okay. Why would we want to make the block first? Yep. We're improving the survivability profile of that area for that victim, right? It's easier on the victim, it's easier on the hose team. Remember yesterday morning we talked about RECIO and our different priorities, but sometimes you have to do one before the other to make it happen safely and effectively. Okay. So I highly suggest you make the block first and then make the rescue. So the nozzle operator on line 1, who's going to be with me, you're going to get in there, direct your team on target, capture and control it. Once you're there, look back, yell to the third person, make the block. They're going to come around, make the block, then right after that, make the rescue. And that one person can make the rescue. It's a very light hose dummy. If you do need help to move that hose dummy, right over here, a portable monitor, you have a spotter. Okay, the spotter can tell them, hey, just lock it down for a second. The spotter can go over and assist you as well. Okay, and then you bring it back, get back on the line. Okay, so So that first fire's taken care of. This rescue's been taken care of. This rescue's been taken care of. Okay. We have these two opposing fires in here, so after this one's done, hose line 1 is going to come back and reposition and line up. Well, while this stuff was happening, hose line 2 is actually going to be over here a little bit. They're going to have 100 feet, 1 3/4 hose with a fog nozzle. They're going to take care of this compressor fire, and when you do, you have to kind of come under the stairs a little bit and make the blocks, okay? So, pretty straightforward stuff. Same thing, get in there, get on target, and when the nozzle operator's ready to go, call back to your third person, yell, make the block. All right, when they're done with that, they're coming back over here as well, and hose line 1 and 2 are going to be parallel to each other, because these remaining fires, you have an LPG shooting off this way, and a flammable liquid dumping into the trench. They're opposing fires, and you cannot do that with one hose line, so you have to come in as a team, running parallel in there, all right? So, as this is happening, and I have flammable liquid dumping into that trench, what's happening? What's building up? Where a spill fire is developing, right? Okay, so we need foam, and that's where that foam line comes into play. Before these two can make that entry, the foam line needs to be up, ready to apply foam. Now, is there a dike wall around our prop? No. So runoff is going to be an issue for us. That trench is going to start filling up and eventually will overflow. And also we're throwing a lot of water in that area with those hand lines being able to get in close. So that foam blanket is going to get beat up really bad by water, and it's going to start flowing away as well. So we want you to use a JS10 nozzle. So this foam line, we use 100 feet, 1 3/4 hose with a JS10 nozzle. We want that best possible foam blanket that can stand up to that abuse and constantly be reapplying it. Okay? All right. Now, you're not going to be able to fit all 3 hose lines right across. The foam line's going to kind of have to hang back. Just shoot that foam in between the other hose team's legs. Maybe step off to the left or to the right and apply foam as you see fit to control that still fire. All right? But the extinguisher operator, this is not the best prop for the extinguisher because the way everything works out, there's not a lot of good little spills that pop up for you to knock out. So what I suggest is we get a lot of runoff that's down here. Sometimes you'll get a small spill you can get on that one, or off to the right in between these two fires here, you'll see a little lazy liquid fire that you might be able to tag. Obviously, you're not going up there by yourself. You can't just charge up there when we first started and try to knock it out. You have to wait until these lines get up here and get it under control. Okay? So, like I said, you've got to be up there and try and find that little fire to knock out the extinguisher. Is there anything I did not cover? Do I have any questions?